Hey, Scratchy, it's your old pal. How you doing? My old friend, you look so sad. Oh, I know what's wrong. You're sad because all the other Wookiees are celebrating Life Day, and you feel left out because you celebrate Chewbacca. Look, I have something here that would cheer you up. Well, Scratchy, I thought you'd like this. It's sort of like, well, it's kind of like, wow.
Finally, I finished the Christmas episode of Rental Review just in time for December 28th. Oh, I missed Christmas. We're gonna look like fools. If only there was a way to learn better time management skills. Oh, I know! Skillshare! Skillshare is an online learning community for creators with more than 25,000 classes in design, business, and more. Whether you want to fuel your curiosity, creativity, or even career, Skillshare is the perfect place to keep you learning and thriving in 2019. I found Taylor Bruno's classes on time management and learned how to be consistent with checking emails, how to prevent context switching, the importance of calendaring, and how to coordinate with others. Premium membership gives you unlimited access so you can join the classes and communities that are just right for you and your new year goals. Skillshare is also super affordable with an annual subscription that's less than $10 a month. So join more than 7 million creators learning with Skillshare today. And the first 500 people to sign up with the link in the description will get a 2-month free trial.
Wow. Star Wars Holiday Special.
Whoa. Why the long face? We're having a happy Life Day.
This one really sucks. I'm sorry. It's
Well, here's the thing. Like, okay, I've seen other people's reviews of it first before I ever even seen it. And the thing that you don't realize is this is a full-length movie. Like, I thought that this was going to be like a 20-minute, like with commercials, it was like a half-hour time slot. Because it's a TV special. I'm thinking it's like Charlie Brown, Christmas.
No, it is 2 hours with commercials.
It doesn't need to be.
Yeah, it's okay. I have it written down here. It is an hour, 37 minutes
Of
actual screen time, not the 2-hour TV slot. And so when you watch other people's reviews of it, it's, you cut it down to like the weird, moments from it, all the highlights, if you can call them highlights or whatever.
There is nothing...
Which is what you'll be seeing here, I guess. But it's like you don't realize that it actually, every one of those little bits, it drags on like forever. So I didn't know what I was in for. I thought
part of this thing sucked dick. I hate this fucking thing.
Like you can't,
and I wish it never happened.
Hold on.
You can't summarize it.
Just let Kieran talk for like 2 minutes.
No, I mean, look, I'm sorry, but like, I hated this.
Get it out.
I watched it last night, and I don't know. I wanted
for the first time ever.
Yeah, no. So I've heard of it. I've seen it. I've seen things. I know about the goofiness, and I know about all that shit.
Yeah.
But goddamn, having to listen to Chewbacca's fucking stupid family. What the fuck is wrong with the Star Wars people?
You kind of like also mentioned this before, is that it feels like they're eating up time. It just kind of feels like almost like
I thought this was a live special that was on TV and someone was like, just keep going. Like,
yeah.
Because it just seems like they had no idea. Like, cooking show with the guy from Carol Burnett.
Yeah.
Which he's funny on the Carol Burnett show, but on this I wanted to
Which you can't
hurl
do
myself out
justice.
my own window.
Star Wars: A New Hope existed. No episode number. No episode number. There was just Star Wars, and then there was the Star Wars Holiday Special.
So for a lot of people, and I've read an interview with the director. He was interviewed recently about this, but he was just like, a lot of people were expecting this to be Star Wars 2, and I don't know why.
Oh my gosh! And didn't George Lucas say something like, "If I had the time and a sledgehammer, I would
hunt down every copy"? But here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. The director revealed that George Lucas was approved the story. He helped write it. I think Bruce Valanche helped write it. And I looked at you when I said Bruce Valanche.
Well, then he saw it.
Yeah, but the director's kind of I feel like I was thrown under the bus for this because
honestly, the writing about it was probably hey, this would be it's like a day in the life of a bunch of the Wookiees. Which I'm sorry, but really, Chewbacca in the whole Wookiee race got the best genes of all of them. His son looks messed up. Lumpy, his wife is. She's got the thickness, but his dad looks like he's part Wampa.
Here's the reason I think why this really there's another level of annoyance to this movie. I think what it is part of it is that it has Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford all in the costumes. They're all and they're fresh off of the first Star Wars ever. And as a Star Wars fan or anybody who's really into Star Wars, it's kind of like a treat to see more of them back then. And it kind of feels like you're getting something extra, you're getting something special, and you're like, oh yeah, this is more footage of them. And then you see it, and you're just like, holy fucking shit, this is so bad.
The main issue with the whole thing is, in the 70s, variety shows were big. Much like Sonny and Cher and all that. So all this awful tropes and craps from that just got crammed in the Star Wars.
And they got, this guy who was known for directing, award shows, variety shows. He did a bunch of Elvis specials. They got, one of the best guys you can get after they fired the previous guy. And even he's just look, I did my best under the conditions. This is the best anyone could do.
No.
Now that we saw the crime scene, I want to have an autopsy of the actual thing. So we're going to go beat by beat of every fucking stupid thing that happened.
And there's a lot of beats, so let's not...
we'll rush through it.
Let's get through it.
I'll say this. It starts strong. Han and Chewie flying through space.
It does. It really does.
Makes you kind of go, okay,
wow,
cool.
It's more Star Wars.
They're running away until you realize, it's the same 8 shots of TIE fighters from A New Hope. And the same 8 shots of, the little screen going like this.
As someone who likes Star Wars, and especially the expanded universe, they then bring you to Wookiee Planet, which as we all know is called Kashyyyk with 3 Ys.
Or as they like to pronounce it in the movie,
Kazook.
Due to suspected rebel activity on the Kazook planet, the Empire has declared martial law.
You start at the house of the Bakas, I guess.
Yes.
And you have Lumpy, Itchy, and Mala.
Itchy, and Mala.
I'm mad that Mala didn't get a name that's poopy or
right? Lumpy, Itchy, and Stinky.
Some adverb.
Stinky.
You have Lumpy and Itchy carving wooden X-Wings, and then Lumpy has one and he's flying around with it, making the worst noise.
For 15 minutes.
So Tony, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take actual X-Wing footage from Star Wars and put Lumpy's audio in it.
And I love how everyone in the family cannot stand his fucking shit.
Oh, they all hate him.
He's like, and the mom's like, and then the grandpa's like,
You know what I love about it is that it first of all, going into it, a life in the day or a day in the life of a Wookiee. It kind of sounds like an interesting idea, in concept. Then I see it, and then it just makes me feel foolish. Why did I want this? And why did I think this would be cool?
This is sounds like a good idea on paper.
That's something I will get into later, which I have on paper. But so Lumpy has to take out the trash, which he probably just threw off the side of the fucking house.
Yeah, which is they live on a tree that's 8,000 feet in the air. Who cares?
In some of the games you go down there, and
which I guess is an okay matte painting.
That's the thing is,
I'm just trying to give it a little ray ray of sunshine here.
Lumpy, stupid ass, gets on the railing and starts walking around it like a daredevil.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Which I thought was gonna, like, he was gonna fall, and then, like, the grandpa was gonna have to save him, and then they just go away from him.
No, it's fine. No consequences.
Yeah, it's just like, whatever.
So they use their secret communicator, and they call...
It's in their cabinet.
Yeah, it's like their secret, like, they're hiding it from, the bad guys.
And they bother Luke and everyone.
And R2-D2.
Yeah.
So they contact Luke Skywalker, and they're like, hey, what's going on? And for some reason, he can understand the Wookiee language?
Come on, Mala, let's see a little smile. Come on. There, that's better.
Mark Hamill looks weird.
Should we get into that? That was.
I don't really want to get into his car accident too much.
No. Like this is.
Was that before this?
No, this is probably right after it. That's why it looks like
so much makeup.
He's wearing so much.
So
makeup.
that's the reason he's wearing the makeup.
I think so.
So now let's talk about Itchy's pleasure VR experience.
Wait, we haven't gotten there yet. You forgot about the weird acrobat machine.
No, I don't want to talk about the acrobat.
Oh, the Circus Soleil hologram. What the
I'm just thinking here, like how fast can we get through the rest of the movie?
Let's not.
This is like remembering like a
okay. So here's what Star Wars does. They're like, hey, remember that scene where they're having like the 3D chess and the monsters hurt each other and it's all cool?
Yeah.
Well, now they're acrobats and doing all that.
Yeah.
Are you happy? Can I move on to the sex
all
scene?
the machines. Okay, yeah, I guess. So.
Okay, then that moves on to the Demolition Man style VR sex scene. So the trader comes over and gives them these bullshit presents, and then he's like, hey, buddy, you should watch what I have. Come over here. And it's kind of like he's showing them porn. Like, it's weird.
Yeah.
And
He's like, it's like, let me tell you, oh, wow. Or something, whatever he says.
So he sits them down, and he puts it in, and I'm thinking it's going to be like Wookiee porn or like something, but it turns out to be a human in that universe.
Diane Carroll.
Yeah, Diane Carroll. And it's crystal color shit that looks like the trailer to Fantastic Planet, like weird-ass French cartoon bullshit from back then, mixed with a James Bond opening from the 70s.
It reminded me of The Spy Who Loves Me.
That's what I thought, too.
You keep calling it like a sex thing, and at first when I'm watching it, I'm trying to think like, okay, this isn't what it is, but everything she says just keeps reinforcing that. Because first, what'd she say, the actual line?
I'm getting your message. Are you getting mine? Oh, we are excited, aren't we?
Every line she says, I try to think of it like another way. Like, okay, that's not what she's going for. But then she says something else. It's like, okay. And you're trying to get out of it. And you're like, what is going on here? Did we get to the cooking show thing yet?
Oh,
I don't want to talk about the cooking show.
No, we got to talk about the cooking show.
Okay.
No, you can't do your revisionist history. We got to mention the cooking show.
Okay, because I've seen like clips. I've seen people talk about it. I didn't realize how long this thing goes.
Stir, whip, stir. Come on, faster all together now. Cooking can be fun. Stir, whip, stir. Stir, whip, stir. Wah!
It's basically just like more of that, just dragging on and on and on.
And who was it? That was Harvey Korman, or who was it?
Yeah, but he's the guy from. It's the same guy as the dude from
Blazing
Carol
Saddles
Burnett and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't get
he plays like 4 characters in this, and none of them are funny.
Kind of a parody of Julia Child. Like, was she like famous then?
The whole joke was just so they can show that she has 4 arms like fucking Goro.
That's the only thing that kind of I was like, like when this whip stir.
Isn't that kind of from? Is that the joke in Futurama with like Elzo or Enzo or whatever?
The what's it called? He's like, what is he? The Bam guy or whatever. But he's like, he's got the Spice Weasel.
Yeah, and so they have the first ever appearance of Boba Fett, which is a cartoon that I guess is in universe because he's watching it on the thing.
I guess someone made a cartoon about one of their adventures,
and it looked like Eon Flux kind of, but like
a little bit.
I thought the art was interesting, if not experimental.
So what made them think like, okay, well, Boba Fett, that was a good character. Let's keep him in. Let's bring him into Star Wars.
I think he was definitely an action figure at this point.
Yeah, because
was he already?
I think they were already planning for the next movie. It was already written, like they were already figuring it out.
Really? Okay. But either way, it's the first appearance of Boba Fett.
I'm not a Boba Fett guy. I think this might be the coolest Boba Fett ever is. Because in episodes 5 and 6, he's just like a transport guy, and then he dies like an asshole.
Yeah.
I don't care about expanded universe and Mandalorian shit or whatever.
I do want to mention, speaking of Mandalorian, they're doing that show, The Mandalorian. And they showed a prop from the set, and it's his gun from the Christmas special.
Oh, the magnetic.
Yeah, the magnetic gun. So it's weird
that deep into Star Wars now. That
originally Disney's like, we're wiping everything from the canon. Now they're like, you know what? We'll bring that magnetic gun back in the canon.
They actually put it on one of the Blu-rays. I think it's an Easter egg on
really?
The latest Star Wars. I heard on the latest Star Wars Blu-rays. Yeah.
Fucking Han Solo looks so shitty.
That's what I was going to say.
His eyes never open. He's like,
Him and Luke. There's a scene in the beginning where Luke is horrifying. I like how R2-D2 too has like a lot of squash and stretch for like a robot.
C-3PO like blinks and stuff. Yeah, it's like, so weird.
So how far are we to the end of the? Because I have some things that I want to say maybe in defense of it a little bit.
Sure. Well, let's talk about that after we take a trip down the B. Arthur.
All right.
Yeah.
So, out of nowhere, the troopers get a signal from the commander saying, hey, it's time to watch your daily dose of how shitty life on Tatooine is, which I think is fucking rude.
Time now for Life on Tatooine. Brought to viewers everywhere in the hope that our own lives may be uplifted by the comparison and enriched with the gratitude of relief.
And then you see B. Arthur, who's, I guess, the knight bartender.
Yeah, I guess she replaces the fat guy from the movie.
Yeah. They impose a curfew on them, even though they're making you watch the mandatory thing. Then they put a mandatory curfew. I don't know.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Clearly, that's all terrible. And then the best thing happens is when B. Arthur sings and does a great song,
and it's the Cantina theme, but slowed down.
Yeah. So then B. Arthur sings that sweet silky jizz.
It actually. The jizz music.
That's right.
They actually bring that up in there, don't they?
I don't think they say jizz, but
those were a couple.
I feel like
some hot jizz wailers up in there, though.
I think I remember hearing it in there. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'd have to watch it again. But here, you know what?
No, but the thing is, all the aliens in the bar scenes, all the aliens, they're a bunch of assholes. They won't leave. They're being dicks. No wonder they're going around blowing up planets, the Empire. All the aliens suck.
All those aliens are getting wasted.
Here, let me tell you about this. All right, fuck this scene. You want to see something funnier? Look up an old skit from the Richard Pryor show called Star Wars Bar. They used all the same costumes from the movie. It's 100% funnier, and it's only like 3 minutes long.
Yeah, Starbuck. It must be for you, said Douglas.
Okay.
They all walk into a giant orb dressed as things. Princess Leia sings. The end.
Wow.
All right, defend it.
All right, well, let's see. Okay, look, there's no real defending it, but there's like just minor things. There's just a few things just to reinforce. A little bit of bullet points of like, here's some things that are kind of maybe excusable, or to kind of try and see what they were thinking with this. Is first of all, okay, like we already mentioned, there was only one Star Wars movie, so it wasn't like they had this canon to fuck with. Like, it wasn't like there was a legacy. So I think there was more freedom to just do whatever they wanted, because there didn't exist anything else Star Wars except for the one movie. It was the 70s. Things were really psychedelic.
Yeah.
And also variety shows were very popular. So they were kind of trying to do like a sketch thing with this, like, you know. Also, as we said, it introduces Boba Fett. First appearance of Boba Fett.
Sure.
Yeah.
Even though, like, you know, a lot of people say, "Oh, well, this isn't a Christmas special at all." It's not. It's a holiday special. It's about Life Day. It takes place a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So there wouldn't be Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a generic holiday. Life Day, something we could all celebrate.
Life Day was the precursor to Christmas. They brought it here.
It's like Marvel.
Yeah.
And then also, it only aired on TV once.
Yeah.
So they knew it was bad.
Knew it was bad.
So basically, it was never released on home video of any kind. So basically, they knew they fucked up. So if you seek this movie out, it's really your own fault.
Could you imagine like the people watching this, like the executives and the people who acted on it, just going like, "Oh my god, what have we done?"
The best thing that I could ever say about this movie is that it was followed by The Empire Strikes Back.
So you get like the worst Star Wars thing followed by the best Star Wars thing.
You know what? Is the holiday special better or worse than the prequels?
Oh, it's worse.
Oh, there's nothing worse than the holidays.
Yeah, no, it's worse.
No,
it's
but
worse.
I'm going to be honest. In my opinion, 4, 5, and 6, or whatever you want to call it, New Hope, Empire, Jedi. That's it.
Yeah,
it's hard
Nothing
to beat.
else.
Nothing else.
I will not accept anything else. Everything else sucks.
I'm
so
accept
annoyed with Star Wars.
I accept Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
It's the only one that shows me another part of the story that I actually cared about.
I just feel like Star Wars was totally like it was the tool of a bunch of people to make money, and that's just what it feels like.
And this is a good example. They were doing it early.
Well,
early into Star Wars, they were just...
The first 3 movies, it felt like somebody was trying to really tell a good story and try to make a fun movie that people are going to enjoy and all this shit. This was the first example of, hey, Star Wars makes a lot of money, and we can.
Yep.
So I guess
ride that gravy train.
They start fucking it up way earlier.
Yeah, they really started fucking it up early.
78, just a year later.
Yeah, and then they went, okay, now we can really fuck it up.
Okay, so
but then they made Empire Strikes Back. So
yeah,
let's round out this whole thing. What if you had the power? What other holiday special would you fund?
Well, me, I always wanted to see, and I always wanted to film, the Raiders of the Lost Ark holiday special.
Yeah, we talked about this.
We were going to do it a few years ago, and I think we ran out of money. But I want to do a whole thing.
Could you afford Harrison Ford?
I couldn't afford Harrison Ford.
Could you afford Harrison Ford?
But I came up with this idea where it's all the minor characters from Raiders of the Lost Ark at Marion's Tibetan bar waiting for Indy to show up. So of course he's barely in it.
Because
so it would be Sala just waiting.
Because in your idea, Raiders of the Lost Ark holiday special, there is no Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom.
No. So yeah, I would purposely. I wanted to purposely break continuity with later movies.
You need to introduce a character who's going to be in Temple of Doom.
I'm thinking Molaram, but then we don't do him quite right, so that's why he looks different in the actual movie.
Alligators.
And then you have
first appearance of the alligators at the bottom of that bridge part.
You have other characters you have it's Indiana's brother. It's
Montana Joe.
Montana
Jones. I came up with Montana Jones.
And it's Tom Selleck.
Yeah, and I wanted to be John Belushi as the samurai chef. We would do whoever was famous at the time, just throw him in. Kind of like Star Wars did. They threw Art Carney and Harvey Korman in for no reason.
Surprised they didn't do that.
I'm just really surprised they didn't do it. But that's what I want to see. If you guys want to see that, let me know. Maybe I'll do it next year.
How'd you like it?
Thank you for checking out Cinemassacre Rental Reviews. Take a look at our other videos, and if you want to get some sweet Cinemassacre merchandise, head on over to store.screenwavemedia.com.